Philip Wolf, good afternoon. I'm the President and CEO of PhoCusWright.
And why are you attending this event here in Dubai?
Well, lots of reasons. Number one, I'm a moderator, so I better show up tomorrow. And I'm also a member of the WTTC, so growing travel and tourism is very important. And specifically, PhoCusWright's sweet spot, we're the research authority on how travelers, intermediaries, and suppliers connect. And connect can be technical, transactional, or social. And so it's a little different angle that I'm happy to chat with you about while we're here.
And what's the benefit of these sort of events?
Yeah. Well, the benefit goes in two directions. Obviously, we get to meet people and learn and understand, and also we're thought leaders being research companies, so in as much as we can share our point of view, but since we're research companies, we aggregate the point of view of hundreds of travel industry clients. And so one of the unique things we're able to do at a conference at PhoCusWright is advance pioneering, innovative ideas to give them a kickstart. We're catalysts in that regard.
What are the things that are front of mind for you right now about what are those catalysts for change?
Our catalysts are different than most here. So as I said, I'm going to skip the sustainability and the green thing. Not that it's unimportant, but that it gets overplayed. But the big key here is every year millions of travelers are going to leave their borders for the very first time. And so everyone's talking about sustainability, which means the industry's growing. But how are the suppliers and destinations going to attract those first-time customers and retain them? And the strategies they deploy are very similar to all companies now. How do they attract and retain? So the way travelers, intermediaries, and suppliers connect is mission critical, whereas travel itself is wholly tangible. You experience it firsthand. I'm not talking about virtual travel. But distribution, sales, and marketing in travel is almost wholly intangible. That's the irony. So you got this industry that represents 8% of global employment, 9% of capital investment, 10% of global GDP. The experience is tangible, but the distribution aspect is intangible. Intangible means digital. Digital means technology. And so you have to be really good at it. And that's why we're here, and that's really important and not talked about enough.
What does being really good at it mean?
Really good at it means that you are a master of your strategies, using your messaging and your channels and your tools to reach out in this global wired marketplace. Being really good at it means you attract and retain lots of customers, you know who they are, you open dialogues with them, you stimulate conversations with them, you empower your travelers to interact with other travelers, and you sell up. That's what really good means.
And who's doing really good right now?
Well, there's no general answer because in every sector, some are and some aren't. Initially, the online travel agencies were really good at it. Then suppliers have responded, especially airlines and hoteliers, about connecting with customers. Destination tourist boards and DMOs are way more on the early stage of that continuum. And then there's some new innovators that aren't really represented here, venture-funded entrepreneurs. But for example, PhoCusWright was early in advancing Travel 2.0 before collaborative tools were mainstream, and they are mainstream now. And so look at what TripAdvisor, for example, has done in the last few years. They completely reinvented how travelers research their trips, especially hotels.
There's been a lot of talk about travel 2.0. What does travel 3.0 mean?
Travel 3.0, I would say, is wrapped around the semantic web. So, Travel 1.0 represented the mass transformation from offline to online bookings. And for example, in 2007, we just witnessed the tipping point in the US where 50% of all travel there is now seamlessly transacted online. And we track that tipping point coming up in North America, 7 markets in Europe, India, China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand. Travel 2.0 was the next generation where Web 2.0 tools were deployed, and that's what unleashed the power of travelers interacting with websites, exchanging ideas with other travelers. It was an empowerment, and it put the advantage from the supply side and the intermediary side that was pushing information to travelers in a 1.0 world. Now it's advantaged travelers, and they are empowered to share and converse. The whole website design and schema had to be entirely redone as companies migrated from a 1.0 world to a 2.0 world. So you asked about 3.0. 3.0 is about a semantic web, and what that means is a set of standards will be deployed such that there's actually an understanding when a computer looks at when a search facility looks at a website. So, for example, in the meta tagging, which I know is a technical term, there's no standards now. They will be developed, and so if you type in, I want to take a family of 4 on a ski vacation in Europe, you would never get back a recommendation for a resort that at the moment doesn't have good snow conditions, right? Because if you want to ski in the 3rd week of February, one of the things you need when you want to ski is snow, right? But now there's no understanding, and that's a tiny example, but it's 3.0 is the semantic web.